Yes, sir. Well, I must say, I was slightly shocked. WWE TLC, normally not the greatest show on earth. I thought it was pretty good. Then the last match happened.
Look at all of this crap.
Wow. We will get to that. We will build toward that. Ryan and Nick, the job guys here with you. Thumbs up, Nick. Thumbs down. Thumbs in the middle before we break this sucker down a little bit. What do you think overall?
Probably a thumbs in the middle. Everything because of the last match. This was a throwaway pay-per-view that I thought was pretty good, because you it felt like a throwaway pay-per-view going into it. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot. Really enjoyed how not every match was a TLC match.
Yep.
You know, that was so I was trending up on this until the last match. But
in the last match, you know, Randy Orton wins the Firefly Inferno match. We will get into that. Let's start. Every match had something. You know, I knew these would be good worked matches. I knew that, which is shocking. Like you said, this is why I am surprised I like this pay-per-view. Normally, it's all TLC matches, and you've seen them, and you've seen them, and you've seen them. We only had 2 in here. And the rest of the matches were good. I thought they were well-worked match. Normally just a throwaway pay-per-view to fill time to get to the Royal Rumble. This was good. Drew against AJ. Great match, and then it gets a little crazy. Miz comes in. He cashes in, so it's a triple threat now. Miz looks like he's going to win it. It takes him 5 minutes to get up. Why didn't he just go to the top of the ladder when he cashed in, and then when they ring the bell, you pull the belt down, you win? Almas, or whatever his name is, almost finally does something. He's been hanging around AJ for a while now and has never done anything. He finally does something. He takes the Miz from winning, throws him over the top rope. Drew finally wins. There you go. Your thoughts on this one, Nick?
I thought it was a really good match. Well-worked match. I love the opening. AJ went right, not your regular lockup. AJ runs right across, drop kicks him in the knee, going to take out the big man's wheels. I thought that was cool. And then shortly after that, AJ went for a suplex that was a sweet counter by McIntyre that he just countered and just like dropped him and picked him up and countered the suplex. I thought, and into his own. I thought that was cool. This is it Amos, A-M-O-S, I think.
I don't know.
What's your name?
Amos, Almas.
I don't care. Shut your mouth.
The doorman for Raw Underground.
Yeah, the doorman for Raw Underground.
Giant Ninja.
Really confusing to me.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
He's as Drew is climbing up the ladder at the end of the match. He's not going to interfere. He's going to let Drew win the match.
Right.
Miz comes down and cashes in the Money in the Bank case.
Thank you.
And now he's going to interfere. I don't know. That was poorly written as far as like the story of the match goes to me. I think you're seeing why we don't see this guy more. I keep seeing the Giant Gonzalez.
After WrestleMania Undertaker, you finish. You finish.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but when he grabs guys, even the dump out over the ring, when he dumped, I think it was the Miz out over the ring, it would look bad. It looked like he struggled to get it. But, other than that, the match I thought was good. AJ took some wicked bumps. The one where he fell to the outside off the ladder. And you knew what you were getting with AJ Styles. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. Drew can go for a big man. Solid match. I had solid match, decent finish. I'm really glad. I hope we're done with the Money in the Bank. That's got to be the cash in. I'm so glad we don't have to see the Miz with this case every week.
Till next year. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. I really think the Money in the Bank, would I be wrong in thinking it has really taken a turn for the worst, kind of a lackluster prize, not as glorious as it once was. And this year, giving it to Otis, and everybody's like, oh, wow, he's going to win the belt, really? And then that didn't work out, so they just kind of gave it to The Miz.
Right.
And you're like, oh, man, we already saw this 10 years ago, and it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And now a failed cash-in. I think they got some damage control on that case next year to do. They need to bring some prestige back to that thing.
Yeah, well, and how do you do it? You know, I mean, they had it on – they put it on Brock last year, and – you know, people were upset about that because he didn't really need it. Absolutely. I mean, they've been doing this for so long now. There's nothing else you can do. It's over. Yeah. Oh, and here's how to fix it by getting it off Otis. Put it on The Miz. Yeah, because that's what people want to see. I thought this match was great. I thought it was an awesome match until The Miz got involved. And then I have the same exact thing written here. I'm glad Miz gets that cash in out of the way. Just get rid of it. We can stop talking about it, stop worrying about it. I'm glad that happened. But why didn't the big dude just beat the crap out of Drew from the very beginning of the match? It made no sense at all that then he gets involved to stop the Miz and he didn't stop Drew. What, is he that good of a sportsman that, you know, he didn't want to interfere in the real match? He waited until the other guy came in. I mean, I thought that was just low IQ, man. Whoever wrote that, again, they need the czar of wrestling sitting in the corner going, that doesn't make sense. They just need that dude with that red buzzer that people have on their desk, the little thing, go, no, that doesn't make sense.
Just to ask the question, when you're done writing that and the story is, okay, this is what we're going to do, guys. Nobody said, why doesn't he get involved earlier? Like that question never came up.
Exactly. So then we move to maybe for a lot of people, the surprise of the night, I thought, but I really wasn't all that surprised. Sasha against Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I thought this was a really good match. I thought it was a very good match. And I'm going to say it, and a lot of people, she gets all sorts of crap. Nobody's saying that, you know, she's the second coming of Moolah or anything here. You know, Carmella is super underrated. And
I have it written down right here. I love her new gimmick.
Yep.
I love her new look. But you put her in against the champ right away off this new reboot.
Yeah, now what?
Now
right.
What do you
and
do
she
with her?
Tapped out already. Yeah,
Yep.
But here's the deal, though. And I think I'm higher on her than I used to be, but I'm the exact opposite with Sasha. She can work. She might be the best worker that they have. But her character does nothing for me. It never has. You know, even going back to the Boss, you're Rick Ross 15 years ago, the Kanye glasses from 15 years ago, and now she's a face again, and this is a heel character. This is not a face character. It doesn't work, and you're seeing it throughout this. Carmella carried this angle for the past couple of weeks on the stick. Everything they've done, Carmella carried this. And then she overperformed in the ring today. I give Carmella all the credit in the world, and I was hoping she would win this match, even though I knew she wasn't going to. But a great match. Sasha wins, makes Carmella tap, and you said it. Now what? She just started this new gimmick, and she's already tapped out. Where does she go? Was she going to fight the sassy Southern Belle now? Where does she go?
I don't know. I thought it was a great – she really did help this match. It was actually a good feud coming in. I like the bottle over the back. I love her little manager guy that she kind of degrades, or he's in love or infatuated, and she throws him to the wolves constantly. It's different.
Yeah.
And it's definitely better than her FABO, you know, her that fabulous thing you did. I thought this was – and I was thinking the same thing going into this. This just stinks that you've rebooted her. It's pretty good, and you threw her right. I mean, how many times are we going to do this?
Right.
How many? And me and you call it the Scott Steiner.
Yep.
You know, I mean, how many times are you going to bring in a top guy that and then just throw him in, or a top gimmick, or create a new character? Any way you want to look at it, throw him in against the champ, and it's over.
Yep, Scott Steiner against Triple H, Royal Rumble 03 or whatever it was, 04, 03, I think. Comes right in, fights Triple H right away, loses. Now where do you go? Oh,
he's in a tag team with Test.
Yeah, go hang out with Test for a while, and then he's gone.
Yep.
And it's over.
The job guy from the WWE?
I was not happy with this
And they could have
as
done
far
so
as that
much,
goes.
and they could do more with her.
But and I hopefully she's proven that. I think she has. She has to me. I mean, and I was seeing a little bit online as well tonight. I think people kind of came around on her a little bit. But again, Sasha doesn't work, man. She's a heel. And I keep hearing, well, yeah, okay, so she's got an attitude and whatever. Well, The Rock had an attitude. But The Rock was funny. That's why The Rock was a face. He was funny. Sasha's not funny.
She's mean.
She's mean.
Mm-hmm.
And she never did anything to turn face, really. Her friend just beat her up. And then she stayed just as cocky, just as mean. She didn't do anything to turn face. She's mean. The Rock was mean, but he was funny, so you liked him. It's not the same thing. Anything else on that, Nick?
No, I surprisingly a good match though again, and I just hope they're able to salvage Carmella and do something with her because I like this.
No, I think she's been good, dude. I definitely think she's been good. Shout out to Carmella, the unsung hero of the evening. Hurt Business, New Day, Tag Team Championship. We have new Tag Team Champs. I gotta admit, I buried myself in my phone during this match. I kept peeking up and I looked at it, so I didn't follow it too much just because they'd fought a million times already on Raw, and I was like, whatever. Hurt Business is going to win, and they do. Nick, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was as soon as they came out, I was like, oh, I forgot this match is on here. I don't really care. I don't really care about tag titles when you've got 2-on-2. It makes it hard to, really get invested in the tag division,
right?
When you've got two different champs. But I'll say this: I'm glad the New Day lost. I think it's time to scrap the New Day. It has been going on for too long. You know what? Let's hope tomorrow night Kofi's ticked off that they lost. Maybe he blames maybe he blames Ezekiel or not. I'm sorry. What's his name? Xavier.
Yep.
Maybe we get a split in the New Day. Maybe Kofi goes heel. Maybe set up something with him. And I keep saying this, him and Big E at WrestleMania. I'm over the pancakes. The New Day, great tag team, legendary tag team. It's time though, man. When you go back and you look at these tag teams, even back in the day, Ryan, like people say, well, the Road Warriors, LOD, they were together forever, but they kept jumping back and forth. From different federation each other. You look, Demolition wasn't together this long. Right. Heart Foundation aren't going this long. I mean, the New Day, they have. But I mean, when did they come around? 2014.
14, I believe. So we're working on close to 7 years.
It's time for these guys to do. I mean, if they stay together, spice it up, be heels for a while, or do something else. I mean, I think, and it's interesting, I think it's going to look cool with the Hurt Business having a lot of gold. I think that'll definitely help their marquee success on Raw. You got, Bobby Lashley is having a great close to the year. Now you got a tag team champions. And that, is it Ezekiel? Who's the other guy in the Hurt Business with Shelton Benjamin? I wrote his name down. Cedric Alexander. I'm liking him a little bit, man. I see some potential there.
Yeah, and they did a little something at the end there where he stole the win kind of from Shelton.
Yes. So I hope they do something with this. The Hurt Business, nice boost for them. Let's get rid of the New Day. Or let's do something different with them. I thought it was a good all-around match. Not great because I wasn't interested, but I'm just excited to see where each go.
I don't know where it's possible for those guys to go just because what other tag teams are out there. Shelton wins the tag title for the first time in 17 years. How about that? That's pretty crazy. So then we go to the big surprise that wasn't a surprise. Word got out basically all week that this was going to happen. Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, women's tag team title, taking on Asuka, and because Lana got hurt, Charlotte is back after 6 months of being gone. We know she had some cosmetic surgery, and you could tell in numerous parts of her body.
I'll take care of horseman business.
She's back. Nick, I actually have quite a bit on this, and you may take some of it. I want you to go, and then I'll go.
Well, I won't. My big thing, I had a question. Is Lana really hurt?
No, I don't think so. I think it's storyline.
Okay, because I was just saying that seems like a lot. I mean, they really just sidelined her push, and took her out of this. But that, I was just curious on that. Internet ruined it. I mean, we all knew Flair was coming back, so that kind of took away for me the pop when she came out. The match was good. I think what I'm assuming is they're going to set up an Asuka Flair at WrestleMania, I assume.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. So you get to see that again. Well, that's what my guess. I mean, I could be wrong. Who knows? I just assume this feud's going to go back. I assume they're going to lose the titles back to these two. Right. And in that point, Flair and Asuka are going to develop some sort of trouble or something. But other than that, I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I'm just not really invested in any of these wrestlers out there. It's good to see Charlotte Flair back. I'll let you go on it.
Yeah, so it's not good to see Charlotte Flair back at all.
No, you hate her.
It's not good at all. And, it became the cool thing to do finally to not like her this summer. That became the cool thing, and everybody we were doing it before it was cool. This is another case of like the Sasha thing. She comes out as a good guy. She's not a face at all. She cannot play face. It doesn't work at all. It does not. She cannot do it. She comes in the ring and the fake crowd is cheering and blah, blah, blah. Same gimmick, got a robe, doing her twirls, doing whatever. She gets up to the ropes and she fires like the biggest sinister look at the referee. Like, it makes the referee open the ropes for her like a heel. And then she gets in the ring and she fights with Asuka and whatever. So everybody's problem with this girl was she is shoved down our throats. I've been saying for years, worse than Roman was. All the people that hated Roman Reigns forever, he shoved down our throats. Charlotte's way worse than Roman Reigns. 12-time world champion. Her first night in the company in 6 months, they immediately put the tag belt on her. And she pinned Shayna Baszler.
Now, what you did, Jack Tunney,
immediately
was bogus.
So now she's a champion again, and apparently she's never been the tag champs. So she is now, I'll spit it out eventually, the first ever woman's Grand Slam champion, Charlotte Flair. So another accolade for Charlotte Flair. She is back and immediately in. Oh, and guess what? What was the other problem everyone had with her? She was on every show before she left, right? She's now the tag champ. Do you know what that means? That means you can go on every show. So now she's back on every show.
Suffering succotash, son.
And what was Ric Flair doing? Why are we showing Ric Flair? Like, that just feeds in. First of all, why is he, where's everyone else's dad? Why was Randy Orton's dad not there? Why didn't they show him back there with his cast on going, yay, you set him on fire? Where was his dad?
Excellent question.
I don't know.
Why are we showing
that too,
him?
Because she's always hot. She's been hot or cold with her dad too throughout her career, with angles. You never know whether she's with him, likes him, hates him,
And everybody who has a problem with her the last year, 2020, that was another thing. Or, well, it's only because Rick's her kid or dad, and that's the only reason she's getting pushed, and she's getting pushed. They literally did every single thing everybody's been complaining about with her, and just like she never left, just threw it right back at you. And then we're going to get.
They must really like her in the back. I don't hate her to the extent. I don't think I hate her as much as you, but I mean, she can work. It is the overexposure murders her. And again, I do feel the same as you. She doesn't or at least give off the impersonation of a face. You know, I get that with what you're saying. Yes.
Her whole gimmick is look how great I am.
Yes.
Or no, excuse me. It's look how great I am. I am the queen.
I don't get how people trash Carmella. Well, hopefully they're not anymore. Carmella, Alexa Bliss, you know, and these people are, and she somehow is put up on a pedestal all the time. I'd rather watch Bliss 3 times a week more than her. I mean,
and Carmella.
Yeah.
Okay. Charlotte's a better worker than them. No question. Charlotte is a better wrestler than both of those ladies you just mentioned. But both of those ladies are better talkers than Charlotte.
Yes, they are.
And they are a billion times better talkers than Charlotte. Charlotte is not a billion times better worker than them. She's a much better worker, but she's a better not a billion times. Charlotte can't talk at all. She can't. Those girls are amazing talkers.
Yeah, no, they do. And we keep saying there's gyms and bingo halls all over America with 5-star wrestlers. I mean, there are. You got a whole show called AEW with what people think 5 guys flip around. TNA Impact probably got some great wrestlers on it, man. You know, I mean, ROH probably has some great performers on. You know, there's just a reason why these guys. People look back. Austin wasn't great in the ring. The Rock's
especially after he got hurt
in the ring. Hogan's not great in the. I mean, the only guy that's the complete package is like the Macho Man. I mean, he's the. I mean, all those other big names. It was their charisma, their mic work. You look at these guys. Cena wasn't bad, but his mic work was what got him over. You know.
Yep. Who would you rather watch? Hulk Hogan, John Cena, or Rich Swann?
Well, is Brad Armstrong wrestling Rich Swann?
Arn Anderson already bought all the seats, so you can't even get in the building. Don't worry about it. Arn bought all of them for BA.
Yeah, 100%. Take the talker. You can, and I always say this too. You can always improve. I think it's you can get better in the ring, better than you can get that charisma, that it factor, that mic skill. That's I'm not saying you can't develop that. Sure. But I mean those things come around once in a generation. 5-star performers in the ring are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, and maybe Charlotte would be better. I'll give her this if they just let her talk and she wasn't trying to memorize a script. If she does that, if they let her do that, we'll see where that ends up. But doing what she's doing now, no, it's not good. So that takes us to the Universal title match, another TLC match. Roman Owens, as you said, didn't really think Owens was going to win this match. The last 2 weeks, though, or 2 shows, so the last 3 days, they've been doing this thing with Owens where he's like invincible. He's getting hit with chairs, thrown into walls, bashed with this, bashed with that, and he keeps getting up, and he keeps getting up. So they did more of that today. Thought this match was awesome from the start, real quick, hard-hitting, right out of the gate. They obviously were pushing that whole thing. He can't stay down. Roman with those steps, lifting him over and just keeps dropping him. I thought that was pretty sweet. I did not like how much Roman had to depend on Jay in this match. Jay saved him numerous times. And he's the heel, and he's, you know, I get it a little, but I thought it was a hair too much for my liking. You know, maybe once if he does it, maybe at the beginning of the match, maybe he saves him once. He did it numerous times. I didn't like how much he had to do that. Other than that, I liked the match.
I thought the same thing. I really think Jimmy needs to come back quickly so they can put those two back together as a tag team in a stable with him. And I would put the titles back on them because just in my opinion, they moved Jey Uso so high 2-3 months ago where, you know, we knew he wasn't going to beat Roman in the title, but man, he was looking good. He was cutting great promos. He was doing, and now he has been reduced to Roman's jobber. And it's a lot of it because of the constant interference that doesn't work by him.
Right.
You know, it's almost like Virgil interfering for the $1 Million Man. He maybe did, but he always got the crap kicked out of him, you know? And nobody really saw Virgil as this dominating bodyguard. They saw him more as a guy who got in the way and helped DiBiase win. And I don't want Jay to be reduced to that. I'm with you. I do like how usually the guy, I don't know if in the feud, the guy who's going to lose the match wins the last, like, as you're building up the pay-per-view. Right. Yeah, that was different here where Roman kept getting him on SmackDown, you know, at the end of each shows. But Owens put a great match. This guy can work, man. Yep. And again, for all the people out there who said year after year Roman can't, Roman had a great match. Roman took some big bumps. And he did. They had some moments where Kevin was clawing at that belt. I thought, you know, I was like, holy crap, are they going to do this? I was like, you know in your head, no, but it's the WWE, and they are that out there sometimes where they could be like, oh, we'll just change the belt back tomorrow on SmackDown, or this Friday on SmackDown, you know. So, you know, it was, I thought it was as interesting as it could be for a throwaway a throwaway pay-per-view. And I really did like it. And they didn't bury KO. I felt like he left this match. I don't think he looked hurt after this. He fought his heart out in this thing, and I don't think, even though he lost, you don't come out saying, this guy just stinks now.
He wouldn't stay down. And it took Jay interfering 5 times to beat him. So, yeah, I thought if anything, it makes Roman look like a chump. But, again, he's a heel, and that's kind of what he's supposed to be.
Needed a little too much help.
Yeah, it was a little too much for me. What goes now? Because the way that ended, I can see this feud continuing. This didn't seem like the end of the feud here because of exactly what we just said. He didn't really beat him. He needed help to beat him and blah, blah, blah. Do we see these two fight again? I don't know if at the Rumble that's 6 weeks away, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Like I said, I was sad when it wasn't the last match because I was really hoping for Goldberg to come out after this match. And so we would get Goldberg, Roman at Rumble and not WrestleMania. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but
yeah, it's been rumored Daniel Bryan for the longest time. Who knows if that's going to happen or not? But yeah, this did not seem like the end. Yeah, I would too. This did not seem like the end though. No, because Kevin did. I mean, there was no outside interference. I mean, maybe unless he's going to feud with Jay. You know, now he's maybe Jay. Yeah. Yeah. He has a feud with Jey Uso. Now, I don't know. That would be the only way to get this off of. But, I think that's good.
But other than that, I don't know. I don't know. But again, I'm with you. I thought it was a good match, and I thank the wrestling gods that we only had 2 of these. That they didn't make this every match TLC. I think that really would have taken away from these 2 latter TLC matches that were pretty good for. I'm not, you know me, I'm not an ECW tables, ladders, and chairs guy. I'm not particularly fond of those matches, but they were both good tonight.
What do you think about matches where you light your opponent on fire? Are you a fan of those type matches?
Well, I wasn't back in the day with Kane, and I'm still not today. No, that seems illegal, but
it's still real to me. There's no Hulkamaniacs here.
The wrestling gods did a great job. They would have done better had they ended the pay-per-view right there. No, we have one more match to do. They don't even announce it on Raw. So they must have just come up with this. I don't know what happened, but like on Wednesday online, they say we are getting a Firefly Inferno match. We have not seen an Inferno match, I don't think, in like 20 years. And Kane and The Undertaker were always in them. In fact, no, it was 2006. Before that was 1999. So there's been like 4 of them ever. Kane has been in all of them.
Well, that tells you right there.
Right.
My name is Kane.
the funny thing about this is, last month was Taker month, and they had the Brothers of Destruction documentary. I don't know if anybody saw it out there. It was just Taker and Kane talking about their feud, how it's gone forever, the ups and downs or whatever. They both said that they thought Inferno matches sucked. So what does WWE do? A month later, they give you an Inferno match after they just got done telling you that those type of matches weren't very good. So here we go. The Fiend comes out. They just wrestle somewhat normally, except for the Fiend laughs at him while he is making noises at him. At some point, the Fiend does a Kane type thing and throws his arms down, and everything catches on fire, which raises two questions.
Except for his opponent. Why didn't he just Emperor Palpatine force fire Randy Orton? I don't understand.
He has the aim of a stormtrooper. Maybe that's got to be, he just missed. Yes, that is question number one, Nick. If he can just go like this and things light on fire, why would you not light Randy Orton on fire? I don't know. Just seems like that would be the logical thing to do. What happens is Bray catches on fire. Randy wins the match. The Fiend then charges back into the ring. Randy then RKOs the Fiend while he's on fire. He stands around for a while. The fire finally goes out. Then he takes the gas can, dumps it on him. The announcers start yelling, "Don't do it! No, don't do it! Don't light him on fire!" Didn't he just do that? Wasn't that the point of the match? And these guys are freaking out. No, Randy, think about what you're doing. He already did it. You didn't seem to care 15 seconds ago.
You're a big dummy there. I'm not kidding you.
Once again,
Get lost, dummy.
Czar of Wrestling needs to be sitting in the corner. Excuse me, that makes no sense. Just wanted to put that out there. So then they burn him. They burn him, which, does this mean the Fiend is dead? Does this mean he's done? If he is, this match is the greatest match in wrestling history. This match is now above Hogan Andre WrestleMania 3 in my book. And then Hogan Rock WrestleMania 18. Right above that will be the murder of the Fiend. That would be fantastic. We make the jokes. We've been saying he's Michael Myers, Nick. He's Michael Myers. He's Michael Myers.
I think that's how the last one ended. Ryan, I think that's how she trapped him in the house and set him on fire in her boogie trap basement.
Yeah,
but as we found out now, he's escaped.
He has escaped. Well, in part 2, Halloween 2, they shot him in the eyeballs and lit him on fire in the hospital. Somehow he came back to life. So I'm not really confident that they've killed this character off. After lighting him on fire.
It's not hot!
Whatever. It was stupid. It's more Bray Wyatt crap. Check in later this week. We will have our year-end awards show. Us, along with other people. Bray Wyatt makes himself known a few times during that show. Just a little tease for that. Nick, just, what are we doing here?
This match, too, I don't know if you caught that. The announcers did not mention the match was over until minutes after he lit it. I thought we were getting another swamp match where there's just no winner. Right. We just gonna keep it. And then there was no bell. There was no announcement that Orton won. One of the announcers, I don't know which one, basically just said he's already won the match. That's how they announced that which I thought was weird. It's just so ridiculous. He swung a pickaxe at. I mean, you're going to what? Kill him? You're going to drive the pickaxe into his face. Why would you even swing? And I know people are saying it looks cool or whatever. No, it doesn't, because I know you can't hit him with it.
That's false. I saw a guy's eye get ripped out of his socket just a few months ago.
I know. This
And
is
I
just,
saw a guy get lit on fire today.
and also, I don't know if you noticed, and maybe they called over to AEW and said, hey, that video game idea where everything's like a video game,
Mario.
what do you guys think of this?
Yeah.
Because every time there was a big punch or a big hit, the flames go off. The flames go up. Just like you were playing like a video game. When you make a big hit, your power meter goes up or something. That I thought was just stupid. And again, I can't get over the killing of people. And Orton's not arrested at this point in time. Like he burned a man to death.
We see cops come all the time. There's like constantly cops. Where
when
are
you push
when
a referee, you get arrested.
Right. Yeah. How many times did Stone Cold constantly get arrested for like nothing?
Yes.
Compared to
even this
murder.
year, you've had people arrested and suspended for touching referees. But Orton can murder a man?
You would assume he's murdered.
Where to, Stephanie?
What do you think, man? Like, obviously you hated the match. To any other points in the match?
I don't know how they're going to bring him back. Again, I keep reiterating, they're going to show this on SmackDown. If there is an average viewer or someone that is flipping through the channels and they stop when this comes up, they're done.
Right.
They're going to stereotype wrestling for the clown show people think it is today.
Literally.
And they're gonna make fun of it. This is not going to help your product at all. This is you had murder / arson on your show. I don't know. This Fiend character, man, you could probably throw this match. I mean, we could have, if we had our award show done tomorrow, this match might even get on there, man, as one of the worst.
Yeah, we already, unfortunately, as bad as it was, I don't know that it's the worst. I don't know if it's worse than that
it probably
match was.
wasn't, because there was actually wrestling for a minute.
So I don't know if it was as bad as the swamp match. The idea of it is absolutely as bad, if not worse. I do wonder, though, what they're going to do. Are they killing this character off? Because it sucks, first of all. And if you like it, good for you. I mean, if you like it, God bless you. I don't know how anybody on earth could like this. It is not wrestling. It's not close to wrestling. It's just dumb.
Dummy Incorporated.
It's just dumb. And in the people that defend it, I'll say it again. When has this guy ever had a good match? And it's so funny. The people that tell me they want nothing but matches, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, this, match. They then like this. Not everybody, but some, then like this. With this guy's matches are all-time bad. They are all-time bad. All of them.
Yes, and it's people just liking. When has the Dark Demon on the maybe in some gym down the street for me or some bingo hall? It's cool. When has this demon stuff? Remember Papa Shango? He sucked. Vampiro sucked. The Brood sucked. The Ministry of Darkness sucked. All this stuff sucks. It constantly sucks. Abaddon, whatever you want to say. All this stuff is terrible. It doesn't work. I don't understand how the Fiend's good. He's the same as all these other people. It doesn't work.
It's because they want to like Bray Wyatt for whatever reason.
I do too. The guy can talk.
You liked him when he first came out.
I did. I like the Wyatt family. The guy can talk. Again, excuse me. I thought again, I'll say this to the day I die. The perfect character for this guy would have been a con artist. It would have covered this guy is a con man, a cult leader, or something in that. He portrays it real. I said that with the Wyatt gimmick. It got stale quickly with the Wyatt family, but he played it very well.
Yes.
He did what he could with it. This has just gone over the top. This is just ridiculous now. You're adding things to normal story that don't make sense in this world. It's stupid. He got burned to death, but he's going to be back. Okay.
Right. Well, it's no different than why everybody hated Raw Underground. It's the same thing. You changed the world on you. No, wrestling is this right here. Then you gave us Raw Underground. It's a total different world. You can't have both. You can't have Funhouse Land either. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. You got to have the wrestling world. Can you do a couple of things? Sure. Absolutely. You can get away with more in wrestling than you can. But you can't do this.
No.
You can't be shooting fire and lighting people on fire and all of that. If
you're watching The Walking Dead and someone pulls out a lightsaber, you're going to have a problem, right? Walking Dead viewers would probably be like, wait, that's Star Wars. That's a different world, a different reality from the one I'm watching. This guy, you can't, we'll say it again. I don't even know how many times. You can't put Michael Myers in the wrestling ring. It doesn't work.
Go home. Go home.
You're swinging pickaxes at each other. You're lighting people on fire. You're trying to murder people.
Grounding
it's just ridiculous.
No, it's got to go. It's got to go. And I don't know if the final straw was Raw had the worst rating in the history of Monday Night Raw, 1.5 million people, lowest viewership of all time. And that entire third hour was based around Bray Wyatt. He came out and told those dad jokes, which was awful. Then he was looking for Randy the entire night, finally finds him. He's in a box, lights that on fire, whatever happened. I don't know if that was the last straw. We already know that Fox didn't like Bray. They said get rid of him. That's why he's on Raw. Fox wanted nothing to do with that character. So that's why he's on Raw. Hopefully somebody said, yeah, it ain't working. I don't know what you do with the guy now. You can't make him somebody else. And now he should look like Kane was supposed to look. He should be burned completely now. That stupid mask should be burned onto his face now. I don't know what you do with him.
I don't know how you bring this guy back from this either. And poor Alexa Bliss is just being wasted.
Well, and she hasn't been on TV in a couple weeks now. So I don't know if she has COVID or what, or they knew they were writing this out, so they pulled her. She has not been on TV for a couple of weeks.
Let's hope that, you know what, I would be willing to accept this. Just write him out like it never happened. I'm fine. I mean, I just want this guy gone.
Pull a Brandy Rhodes with Alexa. Just bring her out like nothing happened the next week.
Yep. What the Firefly? What's that? I don't know. Bad idea. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm back. That's it right there. Done. I mean,
Nikki Cross, you're my best friend again. I would take that above.
Put her back with Nikki Cross. I thought that sucked, but it doesn't suck worse than the Fiend. So put her back with Cross. I don't care. Just, get rid of this. And maybe this is your way. I'll keep plugging my own story. Maybe all this turns out that it was a con job, that
now he's burned.
His suit was a fire. I don't know how you do this. I can't even write this out of my mind and get you out of this hole.
That's what it's going to be. They're going to say he had like a fireproof suit on and he's fine. That's what they're going to say.
Okay.
That's exactly what they're going to say.
I wouldn't even – look, I bet you the dimension from beyond protected him. Or something like that. It's going to be something stupid. Or like he was able to crawl back into his dimension and use healing powers from the funhouse. And if you think this is stupid, that what I'm saying,
that's what this is
not off the chart for them to do this. This is right up the alley of what they're doing. That's just so stupid. He's going to crawl back into his dimension. Yeah, maybe he will. I mean, I don't. It's considered another dimension, right?
That's what they said.
Third door on the right when you walk in.
Third door on the right. You go past Raw Underground to the next door on the left.
Yeah, the Raw Underground's the smoking door.
Yeah,
that's not the one you want. That's the one with the dry ice.
No, that's not the one. It's the one without the giant bodyguard at the front door who we don't know what his name is. It's the next one down. That's the
only thing that could have been any worse on this is if he ascended through the Titantron when he was burned. That would have been the only thing that made this worse.
Seriously, you brought something up, and it's a great point, and I've been saying this for over a year now. Papa Shango is universally
hated.
That's the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, that was so bad. How is this any different? I think this is worse.
I would rather watch Papa Shango.
What's worse? What we saw tonight, what we've seen other times with this dude, or him just going and freaking black stuff comes out of Mean Gene's head.
What's more believable to the average viewer, a guy that does voodoo or Michael Myers being real? Right. I mean, maybe I'm not a believer in either, but you'd have a better time selling me the voodoo than that there's a real life Michael frickin' Myers out there.
I know.
You know,
I go back to this, and it's the same thing with Brody Lee, and I was not a fan of that guy. And then we saw he went over to AEW and wasn't great. People just want to like this guy because they liked him originally, and then they think that WWF or Vince or whoever maybe cut his legs out a little bit or didn't push him the way everybody thought maybe he should. So they want it, and they refuse to believe that, okay, this is dumb.
I got the perfect name for it. Super dumb.
And Fiend gave him maybe a little, like when it happened, it's like, all right, I'll give this a chance. Then the matches were just awful. And then everything just kept getting more and more goofy. And there's still people that just don't want to. They want to like the guy. They refuse to let, but there's a lot of people who have changed. You're going to see it again. I'm going to plug our year-end awards show. There's one guy in particular that was a massive fan of Bray Wyatt for years. He now won't even watch. He texted me tonight. He did not watch the show tonight, and he hasn't been watching because of the Fiend. He had tickets. His girlfriend bought him to the Royal Rumble last year in Houston. They live in Austin. He sold them. He did not want to go because of the Fiend. So, I don't know. I hope they wrote him off. I hope he's dead. Don't know what you do with him after this, but anything else on the show or that match or anything else that we didn't hit on, Nick?
Shockingly, and maybe because we weren't expecting much, I think this is a pay-per-view where everybody's kind of looking at your watch going, when's the Rumble? You know? And I didn't, but literally up until that last match, I give this pay-per-view a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I mean, is it legendary? Am I going to go back and watch it? Probably not. No, but was worth sitting through. Didn't feel like I wasted my night. Was entertained, had some good matches, and then they fell apart at the end. But good. I mean, good overall pay-per-view for one that, like I keep saying, is a throwaway. We're just waiting for the Rumble.
You know, and I'll give them this: if the Fiend is done, that's
okay.
In that world, that is a good way to kill him. But he has to be killed now. He can't come back. And he can't come back as Funhouse guy either. Because it's the same guy.
No more complete revamp. He can't be anything he's ever been before. Right. I'd rather see him as Husky Harris. Like that's where we're going at this point. He can't be Swamp Bray Wyatt. He can't be Funhouse Bray Wyatt. And he can't be the Fiend. And I would say, Ryan, at this point, you probably got to keep him off TV for a while.
Yeah. Well, and they did that before when they, before they made him this character. He was off TV for a while after Matt Hardy drowned him.
Yeah.
If you remember. More drowning. I as far as a one-off show, very exciting. Matches were good, entertaining, everything you said. And again, if the Fiend is done, that match worked. If he comes back, it didn't work at all, and it's ridiculous. Who knows what they're going to do tomorrow night, coming off a pay-per-view, but they're also coming off, once again, 1.5 million viewers. The lowest in the history. And you're going into a holiday
Goldberg's
week.
Going to save this. They got another thing coming. It can't. Yeah. Goldberg is not saving this ratings tank.
I don't know that they know what to do. And there's rumors that USA wants an edgier product again, like I don't know if an Attitude Era product, but an edgier product. Just give me some good stories, Get what got the world going the last 3-4 months. A good story. What was that? Roman Reigns. You wrote one good story. Write a couple more. All right, Nick and everybody, stay tuned. Later in the week, we will get it out before Christmas. Our year-end awards, 20 awards. We go from Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Match of the Year, worst wrestler of the year, feud of the year, all that kind of stuff.
Did Ryan tell them it's on through what programs are the nominees from?
Oh, yeah. Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and NXT. American products, your big-time TV shows, the stuff that's on national cable. We did not include Impact, but all the rest of it, all in there. We'll explain everything. So be looking out for that. We will get it out to you before Christmas.
Better than the Slammies. Better than the Slammies. Promise you.
It's not as good as the Sammys, though, because how could it be? There we go. Appreciate everybody. And Merry Christmas.
Happy Chinooka.
And we will see you next time.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.
I have no idea what Chinooka is.